Emma loved her birthday, presents, cake, and her grandma coming to visit. This year was even more exciting because Grandma had a special gift. "It's a collector's item," Grandma whispered as she handed Emma the box. Inside was a porcelain doll. It had rosy cheeks, long black hair, and a dress of yellowed lace, but something about the doll made Emma shiver. Its skin had thin cracks like an eggshell. Its eyes were faded and blank, and its smile was a stitched gash across its pale face.
"Her name is Sophia," Grandma said. "Take good care of her."
That night, Emma's mum placed Sophia on a shelf in her room. Emma tried to ignore the doll's vacant stare. She tried not to think about the way Sophia's smile seemed to widen in the shadows. That night, Emma heard whispers.
"Let's play a game."
Emma looked around. The doll was no longer on the shelf. Emma woke to a sound, a whisper. It seemed to come from the corner where Sophia sat. She sat up in bed, her heart pounding. Moonlight spilled through the window, painting stripes across her room. Everything was still.
"Just my imagination," Emma mumbled.
She pulled the covers over her head, trying to shut out the sound and the fear that prickled her skin, but then she heard it again. A faint whisper, like someone sighing her name. This time she knew she wasn't imagining it. Emma searched her room, heart pounding. The closet door was open just a little. Inside, two eyes gleamed in the dark. The doll was sitting there, head tilted, its stitched mouth slightly open.
"It's your turn to hide," the doll whispered.
Emma screamed.
Her mom ran in. The doll was back on the shelf, sitting perfectly still. Emma crept out of bed, her bare feet sinking into the soft carpet. She tiptoed towards the shelf, her eyes fixed on the shadowy figure of the doll. Sophia wasn't there. The shelf was empty.
Where had the doll gone? It couldn't have moved on its own, could it?
Emma felt a cold dread creep up her spine. Emma scanned the room, her eyes darting from one shadow to another. Her heart pounded in her chest, each beat echoing the fear that pulsed through her. She searched under the bed, behind the curtains, even inside her toy chest. Sophia was gone, vanished.
The whispers started again, closer this time. They seemed to be coming from the closet. My hand trembled as I reached for the closet door. My breath caught in my throat. I was afraid of what I might find, or what I might not find.
Taking a deep breath, Emma flung open the door. Clothes hung limply on hangers, shoes were neatly lined up on the floor. Everything seemed normal, too normal. And then, she saw it.
Section 6. The Open Closet. Sophia sat perched on a shelf, her lacy dress spread around her like a cobweb. Her blank eyes seemed to pierce through the darkness, watching me. But something was different. The doll's stitched smile. It was wider than before, slightly parted, as if the doll was about to speak. I stared at Sophia, my blood turning to ice. The whispers had stopped, but the silence was somehow more terrifying. Section 7. A Sleepless Night. I didn't sleep that night. I lay in bed, my eyes fixed on the closet door. Every creak of the house, every rustle of leaves against my window made me jump. The image of the doll's unsettling smile was seared into my mind. The memory of the whispers sent shivers down my spine. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong.
Section 8. Vanished. The next morning we found Emma's bed empty. Her room was strangely silent, the morning light filtering through the window and casting long shadows. We searched the house, our calls echoing through the empty halls. But Emma was gone. The only trace of her was the porcelain doll, now sitting on Emma's bed. Its stitched mouth was gone. Now it had lips curled into a wide, human-like smile. Section 9. The doll's smile. The doll's stitched smile had transformed. It was no longer a gash. It was no longer stitched. Instead, Sophia now had human-like lips, full and red, curled into a wide, knowing smile. And her eyes, they were no longer blank. They glittered with a cold, malevolent joy.